All right. Welcome to Therapy Sessions. I'm your host, Auntie Hair Coach, and I help stylists discover your unique brand and use it to disrupt the beauty industry. I accomplish that in part by interviewing regular people, telling real stories about their beauty industry journey to confirm what you already know, that we're more alike than we are different. Today's guest is veteran licensed cosmetologist, chief executive officer and owner at EOH Industries. She's a patent holder, former chairperson at Professional Beauty Association, current board member for the Society of Cosmetic Chemists. She's an author and editor of several books. She spent time as the official spokesperson at Sally Beauty, and I could go on, but we only have so much time, so suffice it to say, she's a mover and shaker in the industry. Beth Hickey has entered the chat. Welcome, Beth.
Thank you so much, Tasha. Thank you for the very sweet words. I appreciate that. And I'm so excited to be here today, and I thank you for inviting me to be here.
No, I'm excited and grateful that you took my message. So thank you for that. So listen, you've got so much happening and I just really want to dive right in. So first and foremost, I just kind of want you to tell us about yourself. Where did you grow up and who is Beth Hickey? Is your last name is Hickey, right?
Yes.
It's pronounced
yes,
Hickey.
I married.
Okay.
I married that.
Okay. Fair enough.
I grew up in Ohio.
Okay.
And I was licensed in Ohio first. And then, 37 years ago, I moved to Texas. And my move to Texas was from being in the salon, a nail company, Originals, transferred me here to Texas to run shows and education and be teaching the building of nails. And so when I got to Texas, then I acquired my Texas license. Thank goodness we had reciprocity, which made it so much easier. So I am dual licensed, been in the industry for 39 years, absolutely love it and can't imagine doing anything else. And today I'm not behind the chair, but I am so blessed to be able to test products for company, do product development, market research, product relevance, and many different things, helping companies build sales and education programs.
Gotcha. So is that last piece there, that is what you're doing at EOH Industries?
Yes, at EOH
Okay.
Industries, my role is as a consultant.
Okay, gotcha. So did you always want to be a hairdresser?
That one's a funny. So I think actually the beauty industry called on me. And I say that, I'll give you a little story. When I was in the first grade, I had a little challenge with talking too much. And my teacher would continually tell me, I'd finish my work earlier than most. And she would tell me, be quiet, occupy yourself, be quiet, occupy yourself, Beth, occupy yourself, be quiet. And I heard it every day. Apparently, I talked too much, as I already said. So one day I decided, okay, I got to do something because I'm bored. So I raised the desktop. This is the old school desks. I raised the desktop. I pulled out a piece of notebook paper and I took Elmer's glue and I squeezed 10 droplets of Elmer's glue. And I lowered the lid and I kept raising it up and I would check it just to see, was it dry yet? Was it dry yet? So finally, when it was dried, I pulled it out. I pulled off all 10 droplets and I placed them on my fingernail. So it might have been the very first prototype of press-on nails. I don't know. But, got in a little bit of trouble for that one. And I stopped it for a while and then I just couldn't help myself. I pulled the notebook paper out, my 10 little droplets, only this time I went ahead and shaved colored crayons in as droplets of color and checked it, dried, finally was dried, took the notebook paper out. I was so excited. I peeled them off. I put them on my fingers. Well, that one sent me to the principal's office and my mother called. So, but I think
you were so inventive though. You were so inventive. I'm so glad that I feel like school is changing and we're starting to recognize those little moments of brilliance in children instead of, punishing them for being creative. Like, hello.
I think you're so right.
You might have invented press-on nails.
I don't know because I did that way before those ever came out.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, so where did you go to cosmetology school?
National Beauty School in North Canton, Ohio.
Do they still exist?
You know what? I don't know. I really should
Okay,
look that up because I had
okay.
incredible instructors.
Yeah. I just found out that my beauty school was unfortunately one of the ones that didn't survive the lockdowns.
Uh,
So yeah. So did you go straight to cosmetology school or was there some college in between?
no, I actually went to nail school first,
Okay.
and acquired my nail license. Immediately went into the salon. I had no challenge growing a business, and actually, I probably should step back on that one. Um, Originally, I was running a very high end gift shop that was a part of a salon, and
Okay.
through a holiday, I was already doing my nails at home because the salon was so busy I could never even find time to get it done there. Well, they were so busy during a holiday, they asked me if I would do nails. And I said, well, don't I have to be licensed? And she said, the owner said, as long as you never cut anybody's cuticles, you don't have to be licensed. And I went, well, that's kind of strange. Okay. I literally built a clientele through the holiday season. So I was doing the gift shop and doing the clientele until about a year later, state board walked in and
Oh,
I was told to get out of the chair. And she
oh.
stayed for almost 2 hours. And then she came up to me and she goes, look, I know you don't I know that you were told you didn't need a license, but I'm going to tell you if you ever want to practice anything in the state of Ohio, get licensed. Needless to say, I
Okay.
left that salon. I got my nail license. And then about a year after that, I went back because I knew I wanted to own my own salon someday. So I went
Mhm.
back to school to do full cosmetology.
Okay. And that's actually a perfect segue because I know at some point you actually did own a salon, correct?
Yes. Yes, we did.
Okay. Tell us a little bit about that.
Well, we were in manufacturing, and we the way we worked with our manufacturing is we had a product development team. Then we would put together what we were going to go to market with, but it always has to be tested first. So it would go through rigorous testing, and it really made sense for us to open up the salon so that we were servicing clients, but we were also actively testing. And so it really started out as a test salon, and then it went into full service operation.
Okay. So you were testing on humans before testing on humans was cool too.
Exactly.
Wow. Okay. Um, all right. So then what made you shift gears? Because at some point, so your salon, actually, it sounds like you'd already shifted gears. So you're working in a nail salon, and then did you work behind the chair as a stylist?
Yes, I did. And when that transition happened, when I went back to school for full cosmetology, it became obvious to the school because I'd already been there doing nails and getting my nail license. And I'd already been servicing a clientele with acrylic nails. So they ended up having me teach the majority of the nail classes because most of the time teachers aren't really familiar with how to sculpt your nails or how to put a nail form on back in the days of sculpts. And so I was in school teaching, and during the teaching, there was a instructor that came in that was teaching a nail class, and she saw what I was doing, and then she asked me if I would come on board with the company and do trade shows and do nail demos. So that's how I ended up transitioning from
Okay.
being behind the chair at the table doing nails, and then I transitioned into moving to Texas and running shows in education, and then I transferred into running product development.
Whew. You, you've done so much already. And how long have you been a hairstylist?
39 years.
39 years, or a licensed cosmetologist, I should say, not
Yeah.
just hair.
Well, and you know
Okay.
what's amazing is I think a lot of times when students first begin, and even individuals that are, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 years of experience, I don't think they realize how rich this industry is with opportunity. Working
Mhm.
for companies, teaching classes like what I'm doing today, testing products.
Mhm.
It's not just holding shears in your hand or filing a nail or doing makeup or cosmetics. There's just so much out there.
Yeah. So I've been licensed for 27 years and I've done myriad of things in that 27 years. But and so I'm very well aware of how rich the industry is in terms. But when I looked at your resume, I'm like, holy moly. There's like still so many things that I had no idea were a thing. So I just, wow. And I just imagine that there's still 100 other things that I don't know about even still. So yeah, it is. It's awesome. I always say that this is the best industry on earth, and that's a hill I'm willing to die on.
Oh, me too. Me too.
Yes. Okay. So as I was going over your resume, I was really intrigued by the fact that you currently own a patent and it appears that you have a couple more pending.
Yes.
So what are you, I have two questions. So the first question is, what are you able to share about the ones that are pending? And the one that you currently own. And the second question is, if a stylist has an idea that they believe can revolutionize this industry, what steps would they need to take if they wanted to patent an idea?
So the patent that I already have is brush on paraffin. And I'll be totally honest, it didn't do well. So you
Okay.
own a patent, and one caveat that I'll share also, a patent is only as good as money you have to fight it. Other people
Mm.
will try, if it does well, other people will try to knock you off. And then you have to be able to fight that. Not to say don't do a patent, because yes, I still have two pending. And these are, right now, these are much, much more unique than what we did with the brush on paraffin, because paraffin already existed, brushes existed. And if you were savvy enough, you could figure out how to use these two together. The patent was on the paraffin, the brush on, and then the container that it was delivered in. So
Gotcha.
the two that have pending right now, you're familiar with gel polish?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So that was the best thing to come to market, and it really
Mm-hmm.
reinvigorated our service for nails in the salon. It was awesome. Over
Mm-hmm.
time, sometimes people remove them incorrectly, whether it's soaking forever in acetone, they get bored, they take an orange wood stick and scrape it off, or they were drilling them
Mm-hmm.
off. So what we recognized is there was a lot of damage being done. And though the
Mm-hmm.
consumer loved her gel polish because she walked out the door
Mm-hmm.
with dry nails and she was ready to go, um,
Mm-hmm.
it turned into a situation where they were only getting them for special events because they felt their nails were damaged.
Mm-hmm.
So what we created is, this actually comes from you too. So the technology comes from transdermal patch technology. So if you're familiar with the patches that go on the skin for pain, stop smoking,
Mm-hmm.
hormone. So that's where the
Mm-hmm.
technology came from. And what it is you're going to get gel polish done. You do not take the shine off the natural nail. You wipe it with alcohol. The transdermal patch is already in the shape of a nail, like the cuticle, and then over the free edge. So you take that off, you take off the backing. It's very, very shiny. You lay it on the nail, and then you take off the top part. So it's directly now on the natural nail. In concept, it's a two-sided tape with this
Yeah.
amazing adhesive. So then you put your base coat on, cure, two coats of color, cure, cure, top coat, cure, and you go 2 weeks. You come back,
Wow.
and the way it's removed is you take a cotton ball with acetone and a piece of foil, lay the cotton ball on, wrap the foil on, wait 3 to 5 minutes, then you literally press down and the whole coating comes off, and the transdermal patch stays on the nail to act as a protectant.
Nice.
Yes,
That's
it's
so necessary. Because I would love for my nails to look nice. You know this as a hairstylist. Your nails, it's difficult to keep your nails looking good. But that gel just tears my nails up. That's so good.
well, hopefully we'll be to market.
I will be a customer for sure.
Awesome.
No, that's brilliant.
So, and when it comes to individuals that have an idea, Network, 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 network. The more questions you can ask, the more information that you can get. You really need to know what you want patented. And patent attorneys can be a little tough to deal with because they'll have a concept in their mind that may not be your concept. And I highly recommend have a patent attorney write your patent, because you can go online, you can try to do it, but there's just so many things that if you've not done it before, you may not think of it. And it's better to go with a patent attorney. It's better to have whether it's a product, a concept, it's better to have it, tight, so that you're able to express exactly what it is and where you're going to go with it.
Would you suggest that they speak with an engineer, or is it absolutely necessary to have a working product, or is the idea enough, do you think?
The idea is enough as long as you know all the ins and outs. And here's what I have found, where an idea doesn't allow you to actually practice the application. Where even if it's just a prototype, it doesn't have to be able to be sellable or marketable, at least a prototype that you have the experience of literally using as the function is to be.
I gotcha. Okay. Gotcha. All right. So another thing that I found on your resume that I was extremely intrigued by is that you're an author. You've edited and written several books, right?
It's 3. 2 which I edited, and one of them that I wrote.
Okay. So, and they're all 3 beauty industry related though, correct?
Correct. Yes.
Yeah. So tell us about those. Can we find those on Amazon or?
No, they're not even in print anymore.
They're not in print anymore? Okay.
No, when I was national spokesperson for Sally Beauty, we did 500 beauty solutions and 1,001 beauty solutions. And those were specifically to share with the consumer what to do based on a question. So it literally was 500 questions, 1,001 questions, and it was broke up into categories of, hair, skin, makeup, appliances, accessories. So here's all the questions that a consumer, and a lot of them literally came into us from consumers, and then we answered them, and it was put together in a book. And that was used as basically a tool that allowed me to get out and be on radio, television, Oprah show, Joan Rivers. And we use that as a tool to be able to continue sharing with the consumer what they were able to buy at Sally Beauty.
Okay. So now you've triggered a couple of other things. So one, you were on the Oprah show?
Yes.
You have to tell me, how was Oprah? Was she a nice person in person?
Absolutely. She was awesome. And everybody there was fantastic. It couldn't have been a better experience.
Okay. Secondly, I would love to get my hand on a copy of those books. So if you randomly come across any, please let me know.
Actually, I have a couple here. I'll send them to you.
Yes. How long ago were they written?
The first one went out, so you'll know that they're all not update information. The first one went out in, I believe it was 92, and I think the second one was out in 95 or 6.
I love it. I love it. Okay. How did you become the national spokesperson for Sally? Where do you that's not in the want ads in the newspaper. How'd you find this job?
I was very fortunate to have great relationships up there. We manufactured a nail line for them called Beauty Secrets. We had our Originals line in there. I did a lot of trade shows, stage presentations, trade shows for them, a lot of education. I worked directly with a lot of their managers and their district managers to be able to educate them. And one day the opportunity came up. They were working very hard and trying to spread the message to the consumer that this is the place to, buy between salon visits and be able to get information that they need and lots of products readily available. So that was the concept that was put together, and absolutely wonderful. VP of merchandising, Susan Walker, called me up and she said, "Beth, this is what we want. We need you to do it." I went, oh, okay, I'll take the
It's right up my
opportunity.
alley. Absolutely. Absolutely. Okay. So when we spoke recently, I was telling you, I'm kind of switching gears a little bit, but I was telling you that in all my years in the industry, somehow the Professional Beauty Association was not on my radar. I don't even know how that's a thing. Um, so share with the community, what is the Professional Beauty Association and why should we care?
Professional Beauty Association is the longest tenure, largest membership association that exists in beauty. Um,
Okay.
it's a community, and it is
Mhm.
where you're able to get tons of different resources. There's liability insurance, there's health insurance, there's even pet insurance, there's tons of benefits. And so how I ended up with PBA is originally was member of the National Cosmetology Association, and I'll give you a little background on that. They came to fruition in 1921. And for many years, they were the go to for technical training. And so
Okay.
as the NCA grew, then manufacturers and distributors started heavily teaching the technical side. So there wasn't as much education being done within NCA. We were acquired by the Professional Beauty Association in 2010. And so all of our members rolled in and were beauty professionals slash NCA. So why be a member of PBA? Resource community, resource community. What's amazing is we're united by passion. And we're connected by passion. We're united by beauty. So we all have a common source, whether it's makeup artists, barbers, cosmetologists, nail professionals, even our manufacturers and distributors. We're all a part of that community. So we have a student category that the students can come join in. We have a Beacon program, which is an incredible program that allows the students to be able to submit. They submit a marketing piece, they submit their social media, they submit their resume, and then it is judged. And then there's a group that is chosen from all of those people that submit, and they get to go to an amazing conference that really helps them, jumpstart their career. We also have NAHA. NAHA is North American Hairstylist Awards. The most prestigious award event in the world, and it really is artistry elevated. There's multiple different categories, and it is awesome. Where you can witness everything that's available is just go to probeauty.org, and you're able to see. So we have the student category, we have the beauty professional slash NCA category, we have business of one. This is our newest one, and I'm so excited about this. So the resources that you have from PBA literally is geared to your category. So in business of one, you have the salon suites, you have independent contractors, you have booth renters. Their needs in their business are very different from a beauty professional or very different from a salon owner, spa owner. So business of one is just that. It is an individual who's a business of one, and it has different business booklets that's available to them and how to run their business as a business to one. Then we have a salon and spa category, and same way. In salon and spa category, there is, information available how to, strategize with your folks at the desk, and building rapport with your team. And then we have our business category, and the business category would be any business in the beauty industry that's not a salon or spa. So that's where our manufacturers go and our distributors go. And again, unique to them is what their benefits are in that category.
Wow. That's good stuff. I can't believe I've just slept on this resource for my entire career.
We want
But I'm
you.
going to jump in there.
We
I'm
want
jumping
you.
in there now. Now that I know, I'm like, Do you remember what is the name of that movie in the 80s? Short Circuit. Do you remember this
Uh,
movie? And it was a little robot named Johnny Five,
yes.
and he'd be input, more input. This is me. So now that I know, I'm going to be obsessively learning all of the
Oh,
things. So
and
I'm excited about
I'm
this.
excited you're going to get involved. The bottom line is
Hmm.
there's so many resources that is driven to business, personal and professional. Lots of webinars on there that, you become a member, they're accessible at any time.
Love it. I love it.
Awesome.
Okay, so I found you. The way that we found each other is through an organization that's near and dear to my heart as a survivor of domestic violence, and that is called Cut It Out.
Yes.
Yeah, so I really would like for you to just share with the community about Cut It Out again. What is Cut It Out? Why should it matter to us as hairstylists, and how we can get involved?
Oh, Tasha, I thank you so much. I'm very
Mhm.
passionate about this, and I know our entire beauty community is, and it just may not be something that they've come across yet. So, Cut It Out is the beauty community against domestic abuse. We're in a very unique situation. We we have a relationship with our clients that are very unique. Whether you're a hairdresser, a nail professional, esthetician, barber, our clients have a tendency to say things to us we probably didn't want to hear, but that's the relationship that we have, and it's awesome.
Yes,
And back in
yes.
2004, Cut It Out was launched with NCA, and it was specifically recognizing that we, as beauty community, have an amazing ability to be able to recognize, respond, and refer. Not that we're going to fix anything, but we have the ability to give them the solid resources they need to help them get out of the situation or just having someone recognize it. For me, it goes back to when I was 19 years old, standing behind the chair. I had a new client come in. I was sectioning her hair, and I recognized the bruises at the nape of her neck. And I didn't know what to do. I looked in the mirror at her, and she looked back at me, and we both knew each other knew, but I didn't know what to do. So I was so thrilled to see this come to fruition in 2004. And simply what it is, we want to educate the beauty community. So you can either find a local resource and they'll do free education, or you can simply go online, probeauty.org/cut it out, and you can get educated. It's a 1 hour webinar. It's super simple. It just gives you the resources to be able to recognize, to respond, and refer. We have a material kit. It's a toolkit. It's a Cut It Out toolkit. And in that toolkit, we have a window cling. We also have a poster that can be put up in the dispensary or in the bathroom. And we have little safety cards. I love our safety cards because they're the size of a business card. They come in a little display. Highly recommend those go in the restroom. And it has very important information. If your, partner is doing this, then you could be in an abusive situation. And it has the national hotline number on there. And the reason why it's important to be in a discreet area is many times the abuser will come with them to the appointment. So you want it to be where it's safely put into their shoe, put in their pocket, that they're able to use it whenever they're able to use it in a safe situation. So for me, when I first got involved, my blinders were clients, and I didn't even think outside of that. And the more I was involved, the more I looked at it's coworkers, it's family members.
Mhm.
1 in 4 women either have been abused or in abusive situations. 1 in 7 men. So this is everywhere. And the more we can get our salons and spas and our barbershops involved in making this material available, and all of these materials are free. All they do is just go probeauty.org/cut it out, and they can order their collateral, they can do their education, and then they're empowered to be able to, get that out there and literally save people's lives is what it's done.
Mhm.
So
Mhm.
the most recent that I'm mind-blowing excited about, this program was going to launch in 2022, and don't have to say anything. We all know what happened there. So we finally got this launched last year, and it's called Strength and Beauty. So usually what happens is it will take up to 7 times for an individual to leave an abusive situation. And a lot of it has to do with money. They don't have money. Money's being held back from them. So Strength and Beauty is a grant program. Again, you just go to ProBeauty/cut it out and you'll see Strength and Beauty. So it's a grant program that you fill out the application. And it is for individuals that have already left their abusive situation. They're in need of some funding, and or they may even be in need of finding a new job in the beauty industry. So you fill out your application, and there is a section that you can upload your resume if that's what you need. And because our community is so big, we have resources all over the United States that we can forward those resumes to help them. And that way we support them after they get out of that situation, and then even try to help them get set up with a job. And if they're moving community, we can put them in contact with local domestic abuse resources to even help with getting kids in school and so many different things. It's just, it's super awesome.
Daycare and housing and
yes.
Yeah, all of the things. Yeah.
So donate and support is important because we send all of this out at no charge because we want to flood the industry with the likes of saving lives. And we really know that we can with Cut It Out. So you can also donate on the website. And then we're also actively raising funds for the Strength and Beauty grant as well.
Love that. I will definitely make a donation. I have a story about the Cut It Out cards. I opened my own salon it must have been 2011. And I ordered the Cut It Out collateral kit that you spoke about. And so I had the clings on all of the mirrors, and the poster in the bathroom and the cards in the bathroom. I have a cling on my mirror to this day. But so first of all, the cards, no one ever said anything about the cards, but they would always gradually disappear. I found myself needing to replenish them quite often. But there was one time in particular where this woman came, and it was her and her partner and a small child. The child was maybe 9-ish. And her partner had been sitting in the salon for quite some time, but at some point he decided to go outside and smoke a cigarette. And the child went to the restroom and came back, and the partner was still outside smoking a cigarette. And she hands her mother the card and says, "Here, mommy, put this in your pocket before dad comes back in."
Oh, that's amazing.
Yeah, it gives me goosebumps to even think about it because just, I never saw her again. She was embarrassed, the mom, I assumed she was embarrassed. And I wish that I would have had, the wherewithal at the time. I just was so stunned because it all happened very quickly, but she did have the information. She took the information, and I pray she's okay today.
Oh, absolutely.
So I'm very, very grateful for Cut It Out. That's an amazing program. And I'm so excited that the beauty community is on top of that.
Well, we're excited, and we know that the more we talk about it and the more we get people involved. As a part of Cut It Out, we also have an ambassador program that, again, you go probeauty.org, Cut It Out, and you can see the ambassador program is basically a toolkit that gives you references of being able to Cut It Out. You're right. People have not wanted to talk about it in the past because they're embarrassed. And the more we positively approach this as beauty community, the more we're going to get people to talk about it and take action.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Okay. So I actually only have one more question for you. And then after that, I'm going to leave it for if there's anything that you wanted to cover that I didn't think to ask.
Okay.
So my question for you is, imagine that you're speaking to baby Beth, who just graduated from cosmetology school 30 some years ago and wants to make the most of her career. What advice do you have for her?
Oh, you know what? That's very interesting question. I love that question. And if I could have told baby Beth that she needed to take continuing courses in business, that would have been a really smart thing to do, to really grab a hold of, not from a just a graduating from a technical standpoint, understanding how to do services. It's understanding the cost of the service. It's understanding the cost of running your business. It's understanding the importance of retailing. And it was many years down the road before that became very evident to me. So I would say business courses.
Absolutely. Amen to that. Absolutely. Okay. Is there anything else that you'd like to share with the listeners that I did not already ask you
You know
today?
what? I think I would love to share as a part of our foundation. We have an offering that's called disaster relief. And I kind of think we might be the only industry that offers this. So, what disaster relief is all about is it's be able to support our community when there is an earthquake, a tornado, anything that's a disaster, a flood. Katrina happened, and we were able to get out over $1 million to those individuals in the beauty industry that basically didn't even have tools to be able to get back into business, and or they needed to move out of that area. So when COVID hit, we know what happened. We know all the salon shutdowns and how long they lasted, and people were stuck. So we were able to
Hmm.
raise $1.6 million and be able to get those funds out to
Nice.
individuals that need it. So when disasters
Nice.
happen, probeauty.org backslash it's D DRF. So it's Disaster Relief Fund.
Okay.
And there's applications on
Okay.
there that you can fill them out and submit. So Professional Beauty Association is it's very important to us to make sure that the beauty community is healthy. The beauty community is striving, and that's one of that I would say is probably the biggest reason to get involved.
I love it. Thank you so much for your time, Beth. Thank you for joining us. Thank you for sharing so freely with us. I appreciate you.
Tasha, thank you so much. And hey, text me your address so I can send the books.
I absolutely will. All right. Thanks. We look forward to watching you continue to disrupt the
Awesome.
industry.
Thank you. And you too. Have a great day. All right,
Yes.
bye.
Thank you. You too. Bye.